Didn't even know we weren't live.
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
Got the likes up. All right, we got 1 more minute. You got 1 minute to get your shit together.
Yo, my shit is always together.
Man, this shit smells like a garden hose.
Yeah. All right, man. Yo. Man.
As opposed to my fucking turntable, it smells like a toxic plastic factory.
Word.
Get your ass over.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Voltron powers activated. Form of a giant DJ.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Ready?
Born ready.
Born ready.
Born ready. Let's rock the joint. The funky spot. One time.
Yo. What is good? Welcome,
What's
everybody. Episode 11. Sundays. With I Am the One Son.
Peace, my peoples. My boy Viral Beats. We got a good one for you today.
We are going to be speculating as outsiders and
let
insiders.
Let me stop flexing on the MPC for a second. You know what I'm saying? One time for your mind.
Word.
That's how we do it.
So yeah, we've been getting into some serious conversations lately. You know, all this mental health and AI and all that. We figured we'd pivot here because there's an uncomfortable quiet here in the zeitgeist, and
you catch that? My man Viral said.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we know how these things work. We've all become privy to these things, and not a moment too soon. Within an hour of us going on, our MPC Live 2 for Little Tussin arrives. So we got to take advantage of
Little Tussin.
The discount and the extra plugins and the extra expansions. I already butchered this. This live stream's over before it begins. So yeah, I'm sure you guys all noticed here with these discounts over here between the Live 2 going off $300 off and the MPC XSE going at $600 off, both equipped, one with the ultimate bundle, this one here with the producer bundle. If you purchase, and it's only going on until the end of the month, and their other sale is going to be over with next weekend, or this weekend, actually. So as companies move during this time, what's going on here? You know, we all have been waiting. I say we loosely because I haven't been waiting for anything. We don't get gas around here. Gas gets us.
That's right, man. I'm telling you, if you know, gas be trying to get us, but shoot, that's probably why we be trying to drive electric cars now, right? Don't mess with the gas.
When it comes down to this here, it's been a minute. 2020 for the Live 2. So they're about due, it seems. Especially after the release of the One Plus and the Key 37. The more uniform way to go with it. Just having this for a few minutes, I could already tell the One Plus operates a little quicker. You know, I was tethered in straight into the silicon and everything with this Live 2, and it did not read it. It read it right away with the One Plus, no problem.
I think it's I don't know if that's really a thing
Is
or
it?
not.
Is it?
I think it might just be your computer configuration.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
But those are the things.
I mean,
those are the adjustments that are made, you know, and
difference.
this is why we have titled it what we have here, to curb expectations, because what we think, what we want, and what is actually going to come out is either going to be a great disappointment, just a slight progressive movement up, or we're going to be completely blown away, which never happens.
Well, it hasn't happened in a really
long time.
I'll just say that. That's for sure.
Well, everybody, when the Live 1 came out, everybody was like, you know what this needs? A speaker. Like right away, that was the first thing that everybody was like, hey, you know what would really be cool on this thing? A speaker. And, it took a few years, but they did it. So but the X here, the X, the flagship, it's been since 2017. And when the X SE came out, the response was swift. People were not too happy over the slight spec bump and the different color change for that much difference in cost, just to string us along that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was kind of cold-blooded, man. I mean, but so definitely, I think, so everybody, if you think that Viral and I actually have an announcement about like a new MPC, you're gonna be like,
here, this is why we're doing this. Yo, not to cut you off here. This is why we're doing this. You see this shit? This is why we're doing this. Yo, the internet be tripping, y'all. You see that shit? What's the practicality in that? And you just leave the 16. Okay, I get it. Yeah. But like, what kind of monstrosity is this? Whoever developed this or put this up on the interwebs, you should be ashamed of yourself. Come on, man. Ain't no shit coming out that's going to be looking like that. On this what? Netflix? We on Netflix now? Right? We finna watch Star Trek? What are we doing here? Come on, guys. Man. Internet be crazy, Internet's bugging. Tyrone Sellers, welcome.
That I wanted to say. Let me, first of all,
shout out to you, homie.
What's up, my brother, man? It's so good to see your name in the chat, man. Man, God bless you, brother, and you and your family, man. I be praying for you, man. I definitely want an opportunity to yoke up with you a little more, brother, and I ain't even talking about the music stuff. I'm just talking about people stuff, just like I do with my man Viral. Tyrone, what's happening, brother? We're great to see you, man, in here. And of course, the one and only Apollo Hanzo is in the house. But hey,
what happened? Right in the middle of it.
The MPC. I guess it's more like don't believe the hype, right?
Hold on,
like really don't believe the hype. Just man, if they do come out with something, I mean, I have a dream wish list, and I'm gonna say that from the point of view of a software engineer. Okay, like musician, yes, but software engineer also, right? So I'm like, man, there's so much they could do, and it would be affordable too. But I just don't think Akai has the will.
Not to cut you off here, but you froze there right at the beginning. You're like, and it froze. It froze just you right in that beginning part. What's that?
What part was that?
You were right at the beginning. You were just getting ready to talk, and you're like,
so what I was,
and you waved your finger, and all of a sudden it was all pause face, and they gotcha. I think we got most of it, but if you could run it back to the very beginning,
I'm gonna run it back,
and just because just make sure the internet catches up with itself. They're already trying to shut us down here, folks. They don't want us over here making speculations about things that people are privy to.
Right. So I'm gonna speak about the MPC from the point of view of. Obviously, you and I both, Viral, we're musicians, sample-based hip-hop producers, things of that nature, right? Obviously, doing our thing. But the most important thing I want you guys to know, obviously, I'm going to say it again for anybody that's new or hasn't heard it. Some of us are actually trying to make, like, all kinds of loot in this business and be famous and all that stuff. Like, hey, I do this shit for fun. It's great fun. I've loved music. I used to be involved in business many, many moons ago, and I have lost all of my desire to be actually in the actual business of the music business itself. So if you think that's where I'm at or where I'm going, I'm the wrong dude because I'm having fun and I love life and I got a great life without music. But music is always going to be a passion. I'm always going to be involved in it. So about the MPC, because I love MPCs, you probably can see there's an MPC back there. There's two of them sitting here on my desk.
Oh, you just got that
And
for show.
that's just sitting there that's just sitting there for show, literally. The only time like it gets used is when I'm not on a live. That's sitting back there just for everybody's visual pleasure right now. But come on, Viral, I use an MPC, so stop playing, right? Anyway, right? But the thing is that my wish list comes from the point of view of someone who is a software engineer and somebody who is obviously a sample-based hip hop producer as well. And I do have like a dream list, and I believe that Akai could actually create the machine that I have in mind, and I'm gonna hold on to what I have in mind until later. But I think that they just don't have the will to do it. It takes very little research for them to do it. First of all, so we're talking about the cost of research and development, right? Very little money here involved because they already have the formula solved in terms of the actual technology needed to do this. Then the only thing is the will and the willingness to do some slight board changes and slight software changes. And they're not even a lot of software changes involved in this.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And so I was kind of thinking this very thing that you touched down on here, because one of the reasons why it's been so long is because you could pretty much do anything with it right now as is. Like you could do so much with the MPC. And the issues with it are technical and specs, related, and really not really pipe dreams, but stuff that you would want to have that you don't really need. I saw the one that Raul's talking about here with the Force. I was trying to find it so I could have included it into the thumbnail, but I couldn't find it when I was doing the thumbnail. But I know that it's out there because I did see it as well, and I get it, but there's also the thing that we also understand as grown-ups how much this stuff costs. We were having the conversation of, why do these things cost more than a PlayStation when the PlayStation has stuff that an actual PC or, a personal, computer of any kind, can have to do really complex stuff, so it doesn't really mean anything as far as the bottom line into the cost of things. But you kind of see the writing on the wall, and we kind of know with the discount of things that there's likely something coming, and it's probably likely to be at the tail end of the sale. And one of the things that have been kind of coming up here are these little clues from the YouTubers and all that other stuff, but we'll get to that in a second here. It's long overdue. In 2017, since a flagship, they don't even count the SE as a new iteration of MPC when you go down their list of MPCs, because there was nothing new about it. There was nothing new in the specs. Just a little bump up and everything. But the question is, though, what are they doing? What do you think they actually are doing? Because it's just speculation at this point. We're kind of, I guess, early to the conversation, but we're right on time because this is when they discounted the MPCs. This is the time where they're about due. This is where people were talking about it a couple years prior to this when the SE came out. And even when the 37 came out, everybody thought that was a Live 3. And I was like, I think it's going to be the smaller 37. And look how much they got hand over fist. They sold those units. They sold those units.
Just getting a software collaboration, as far as we know. It could be, hey, we're teaming up with Arturia now, and you're going to get Arturia plugins in your MPC or something.
Yeah, and
it could be something like that. It may not even be a machine.
It really seems like Native Instruments is not going to be doing an MK4 on the machine. I'm still
I
trying to
mean,
call it what they call
I
it,
don't
but
know.
I don't.
I mean,
Machine A
I
still
mean, I
sounds
still,
weird, but
I don't know if you could see it. I got like I got
DL.
one right over here actually. Hang on,
I'm gonna
there
put
you go.
stickers on my PlayStation 2 and call it an MPC, is what
So
DL said.
I still got
Oh, there
one
you
of these
go.
joints,
There you
right?
go.
But and the thing about it is this is not the one that's supposed to be their, what do you call it, their version of the standalone that you got to still plug in, and
Oh
it
yeah.
has to be plugged into a wall and
Yeah,
all that
so
stuff,
that bomb's so big,
and stuff like
and
that. So
the thing is that it's like you said, Akai really doesn't have any incentive to do this because really they have no competition out there as far as stuff that does what they do. They've already got an ecosystem down to where they have the uniform MPC workflow across the board. Now it's more about the software integration that it is the hardware. It's just the minor things that people want with the hardware versus
yeah,
what we're going to get. People are going to get their bitch on anyway. It's just we
yeah,
seem
oh
to
yeah.
be
I
in the
mean, you
fortunate,
definitely not gonna please everybody, even if they do
yeah,
come out with something. And hey, I just want to say
totally
what's up to
badass. Yeah, for
DL real quick.
sure.
What's happening, DL and Raul? Yeah, man, I hope you're actually right. If you mean there might be 3 new models of the MPC coming out, maybe that's why they put everything on sale. And
Yeah,
I actually hope you're right. I do. I hope you're right because I hope
that would
that
be an
they,
insane power move.
yeah, yeah,
That would be
that would be
insane.
dope. And if they actually, imagine if they actually listened and improved the actual hardware, like the, actual improvement to the CPU, actual improvement to the motherboard,
To
actual
make it just
improvements to
lightning and
internal,
yeah,
memory on board, things like that. And I don't know, man. Like it's hard to say because when you got a product that's been around for 30 plus years, right? And then you hear the community, begging, crying, screaming for changes and things that they want to see either be introduced or things they need to come back.
yeah.
Like I said, they could literally, they have enough of an ecosystem. They own so many other companies. They could literally do, and shout out to you, EA Ski, my brother. And I see Viral over there with the analog music, shamelessly plugging in with EA. But the thing
We'll
is,
get to that in a
that maybe they
second.
could do some converters, a version with the dope ass converters and
Can't
really
say.
give us that sound again. That'd be dope.
Well,
But
a couple
who knows?
things here. First,
Yo, what's up, Ken?
if you want to know where our loyalties lie, see the shirt. And I'm not saying that to be contentious because we don't have the same contentious take that EA Ski has. He actually was talking about it this morning.
Yeah.
And
Well,
but still,
he,
we agree with him on most
yeah.
everything, and it's
Agree
not
with
a
him.
new conversation. It's one that industry professionals been talking about for a really long time,
But let me
especially
be
when it
clear
comes to
about
this
something, Viral.
ecosystem.
Can I be clear about something? Okay, so I look, I love brother EA. I do. And there's no but coming where I'm gonna negate everything I'm just saying about him.
Yeah.
But I love EA. Man, that brother's he's a dope brother. I used to be down in, East Oakland, California, down in that area, used to cut hair down there, all that back in, this is a long time ago. Boy, I'm aging myself. But anyway, I don't want to go there. But what I will say is this. Even though I agree with EA, man, I can't afford like 1/8 of the shit you got. So I don't know if I ain't got no skin in the game 'cause I'm not in the music business. So but I do like the equipment and I do love making music. I love making beats and things of that nature and making songs and helping artists and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely don't have the kind of skin in the game you got, brother.
And if you know what you're
So
doing audio production wise, it's pretty easy to pick back up and recolor
yeah.
those sonics to get to where you need to be. I mean, I haven't even plugged this into directly on the earphones to find out what it sounds like without running it through my mixer and the
Mm-hmm.
SSL. I don't care to because I already know what I'm going to be in for and that it's going to be not what it sounds like to me because I got it dialed in,
Yeah.
immediately because that's what we do around these parts, and it's just even though we agree on most everything and we support EA Ski,
Yes, indeed.
still when it comes down to this thing, we understand a lot of what the Akai moves have been, And they really killed it with the Key 37, so much so to where Easki himself has one. It's become Warren G's drum machine, his go-to for things. We were going to get one for Lil Tussin over here, which this right here isn't a shameless plug. The reason why we have this up here is because we're talking about a new MPC Live, like an MPC Live 3. We're talking about a new MPC X. We're talking about possibly a Force keyboard. Who knows what they're going to do other than the people who are privy to it, and we on this side are not privy to it. We're just
not privy at all.
Kind of involved in it. And one of these things here, shout out to the homie Tyrone Sellers, who jump started with the donation to get the payments going on this through Zounds to get this in front of Lil Tussin, because plugins, expansions, and whatever new release be damned, we got this for the kid. You know, this being discounted, it's a lot easier for us to swallow a lower price MPC, going out there and doing whatever. We got the one here that we got, and that satisfies our needs. And I still prefer it over having the screen tilted to the side over here like this. And even though the Live has its benefits, we went back and forth, and we decided without the keys would be better for him, because the speakers, the portability of it, it's just less of a footprint, a lot better for an 8-year-old to get down on. And so shout out to him, and shout out to Tyrone for out of the blue just being like, you know what, go and get that for him. And now it came in right before we started here, enough to have this flashy box in the background for this live stream. So it's just that.
Let me go into
That's
my
all it is.
storage. Let me go into my storage right now and go get boxes for y'all. I'm gonna just have boxes back.
You're gonna do the walk thing, go down the stairs.
You know what, man? Hey, look. Now, I'm not gonna say any name in particular, but I'll just say this as a way of saying thank you for, like, hooking up Lil Tussin and making things, pop like that. I don't know, but there's somebody in the live, and I'd be willing to go to where they live and be a shrimp boat captain with them. And maybe in
trying to get out of his job. He's like, I hate this shit.
and whoever that might be in the chat, you could just call me Blue. I'll come help you anytime you need some help.
You got the wrong one on that one.
I need a new site. I need a new site to get on. So
when it comes down to this conversation here, Bubba's son now, huh?
Damn, Destructo, man, you just be lurking, bro. You know what? Destructo, man, you just be waiting for your opportunity, bro.
That's what he does. He stays in silence and creeps up and says, "What's up, suckers?"
He is like seriously a serial opportunist when it comes to commentary.
Yeah, when it comes to puns
what's up,
and the immediate,
the
perfect comedic timing. Destructo, out of all the MPC guys I know the most, you're the most MPC I know. And Destructo kind of put things into perspective here, and it's kind of one of the reasons why we're having this conversation. So Son and myself have been having this conversation. We've been bringing it up a few times during live streams. Obviously, with the Live 2 being discounted, and then all these plugins, expansions, Lil Tussin getting on the thing, everything going on the way that it has been and everything. Destructo put this in perspective and said, what if they're just trying to get people away from their hardware and need to get people into their software because these tariffs are pushing away from the hardware into the software, and they have to pivot real quick as they capitalized and made all this money off the hardware? They could just be broke, and it could just be something else that we're expecting, and it's not going to come and just be that 3.5 upgrade and see you later, or just one collaborative. It's not the X, it's not the Live, it's the X3, man. Just one unit that's kind of a combined thing of the two.
We we here, man, because
curb your expectations.
I don't know, Destructor. Maybe we just old, brother. I don't know, but we definitely be thinking about that, man, in terms of like, what's happening with the tariffs.
Yeah.
How could it possibly be that there's some, things going on because of the fact that we can't get certain computer components in the, country. It's going to be too expensive. Who knows? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I know that I heard Destructo in the back of my mind, literally, he sounded like Donnell Rollins just now. And he was like, I'm broke.
Raul just said it right now. Got it right here. Right here in the comments. Hold on while I create. Yeah, that's
What's happening, everybody?
Controllers don't need a FCC filing because of the Bluetooth Wi-Fi stuff.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah, real talk, man.
Air horn.
Yeah. Oh, you need an air horn? Hang on, let me see if I got one, man. Hang on.
I don't got air horns. I mean, I do somewhere. I don't even have my MPCs turned on right now. I got this one. I just put the plugins on the Live 2 or whatever. I'm about to port them on to the One Plus. I still got to get a drive now. I shouldn't have got rid of that SATA drive. Now I got to get another one. How's it going, Creax? Yeah. Taking a break from studies to check in, yo. Shout out to you, homie. Thanks for
what's
being,
up, Creax, man? Don't
you
worry,
know,
man.
that
You about
yellow
to see me a lot up in here, dog. So, pleasure making your acquaintance today. First time I've actually seen your name in here, man. So
that yellow means that Creax has been a supporter for like a year and a half.
For a long time.
It's been like since the beginning. So, yeah, man, getting going on this album, and we're just at the preliminaries here and getting going. And now that the ears are starting to unclog with the sinus and everything going on here, I'll be able to take a second crack at this master.
Get ready to beatbox for us, man. I thought you was getting ready.
Nah, that's on Lil Tussin. He be beatboxing lately. That's what got this whole shit on the road. It was our conversation. That's what ended up getting this conversation on the road, because this kid comes up to me. I say, yo, son, check this out. We were on FaceTime together, and he was ironically showing me some stuff on the MPC, and he started beatboxing, and he looks over at the MPC, and it looks really familiar, like what he's been used to on BandLab, and he's like, yo, can I try that real quick? And I let him, sure, son, and it just blew him away. All of a sudden, he connected the dots, and he's like, yo, that is right up my alley of sample-based production. And within just a little while, we had it set up, and that night we placed the order, and today we have the MPC Live 2 for our 8-year-old Lil Tussin, who's already had placements since he was a year and a half old. He's been on albums. He's got his own songs. He plays by perfect pitch. He plays by ear on keys. He does beatboxing. He be doing YouTube. He be coding.
Can you imagine being 1.5 years of age and you got a placement? You can't even read the contract, but you got a placement.
Yo, and the thing is, I couldn't even make him say the whole sentence. I had to piece it together word by word, and he said the whole thing. Sorry, I knocked out my microphone here.
You could put people from Sweden on timeout, man.
Yeah. Well, see if your ultra super moderator status works. I don't know how that works. So what's better, a super mod or a? Sorry. My thing's loose over here. I need to not hit it because I need to get another cable going over here.
So he's from Sweden, man?
Yeah.
Okay, yo,
Cracks is the reason why I started getting back into rapping again, because I was just going to do the producer thing, and then I was on his channel when he was producing this drill piece, and I was like, yo, I could fuck with that. And I was like, yo, how much you want for that? And he's like, yo, you could have it. I was like, word. And like, I never done drill before, and I did it, but my style, so it's not drill, it's just drill production over and it came out real good, and I'm actually getting going on that track as we're getting going on this this hip-hop album. But yeah, he was the influencing factor that made me go, you know what, maybe I'm not done with rapping over here. And that was right before we decided to do the Hip Hop and Dead album, and that was all his fault. It's all his fucking fault.
Your fault, Creaxon. Hey, Creaxon, man. So, hey, man, you speak in the Deutsch, man. You speak German, brother?
He's a wrench and a badge. badge and a
Yeah,
gun.
I'm saying, but you speak German, brother? Because I got Swedish. Okay, cool. Okay. So hey man, like yeah, guys, just so y'all know, tomorrow at Destructo, this is specifically for you, Destructo, and you too as well, Tyrone. Just want y'all to know that the book that I wrote will be officially out and available tomorrow. So we will be getting those links out to you guys too as well. And we will be launching my channel soon. So we're gonna and of course Viral's gonna be on my channel being a a very obnoxious guest, just like I am on his channel. So
Nah, well, what are you gonna do?
and then it's like payback. Tag, you're it. Like, so that's how we do, right? We still a bunch of kids up in here, man. I don't care how old we get. So
Man, it seems like every time I pick up the book to read it, something happens right away, and I'm like, God damn it.
you got that kind of life, man.
Yeah, well, the
You got
thing
that
is,
kinda
I
life.
open it to like first thing in the morning, and even preparing for the Symptoms of Reality, which
Yeah.
reminds me, guys, go check out Symptoms of Reality. I did an
Mhm.
interview on their show today, and if you guys want to get to know some of the things, got to talking some hip hop, some transcendental meditation, some history, and some extraterrestrial madness.
Yeah. And hey, thanks, Destructo. And if you guys don't know this about Viral, some of y'all may or may not know this about him. So outside of and brother, like I don't care that I'm telling people this shit. So you just got to sit there and take it, okay? Because it's coming out anyway. So I don't give a fuck. There you go. Okay. All right. So you guys know that obviously, Viral, he definitely fucks with the synthesizers. This dude's a
Allegedly.
dope ass, hip hop, producer, great rapper, man,
They don't
great
know that.
lyricist.
They don't know that
He
yet.
is. He is. He is. He just being on some bullshit right now, y'all. But what's going on, Recon? What's happening, man? But I just want y'all to know too that this dude right here, he is a true like American historian too. Like his mind, his meditation, his research into it. I'll just put it this way, man. Some of the people that are supposed to know American history, he was schooling cats that are supposed to be experts, y'all. So if you really want to get to know this dude, like pick his mind on some of the other things, because I want to just say about all of us who are involved in music, like I know that most of us, if not all of us inside the chat, we mess with music in some way or another, right? Some of us are very serious about it. When I was probably from age 15 to I would say 30, I was really serious about music. I was in the music business. And then I just, I had a family and, I got kids and who are all grown. I got grandchild. Like I'm past all that. I have no interest in it anymore. But like in terms of doing it like that. But what I'm saying is that we're all involved at some level or another, right? Making music, making beats, making songs, composing, writing, all this stuff, whatever we do, whether you could be painting, whatever it is you do. But the thing is that when you look at, what we do in that and why we're in this conversation, just keep in mind that Viral and I are very aware that all of you are also much more than that. Okay. So we're aware that you're more than people messing around on an MPC, more than, a musician, more than a rapper, more than this. We know that you're human beings. We know you're people. We know that you have families. We know that you're, husbands and wives and things of this nature. So we want you to know that we look at the totality of you as a person, and we'd like you to look at us the same way too.
Yeah,
Because
we
all this
really
music stuff is great,
respect.
but there's more.
Yeah, we really respect who you guys are behind your screen names.
Absolutely.
And a lot of you guys, most of you guys here, we already know beyond that.
Mhm.
So I really want to kind of extend my appreciation to you guys for being a part of not only this conversations, but the conversations we've had. you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Definitely.
going through all this stuff, and it's really good. I know our first one, we're like, it's intervention time. We ain't talking about gear on this shit.
Right.
And now we're over here obsessing over one piece of gear, but not really obsessing over it. It's
Yeah.
just like kind of like managing expectations and like this kind of shit right here. Like, I'll never let this shit go. The internet is wild. The internet
Man.
is wild. Like, who the
Man.
fuck?
Yeah.
Who in their right? It's like, what the hell are
I'm
you
telling
guys
you,
doing, internet?
ever since homeboy from CERN like made a public version of the internet and they made that available to the world, like I was like, man, I remember being in the military and I knew that was coming. I was just like, man, that's Pandora's box getting ready
Where's
to
the
open up.
graphic for the Live 3? Where's the thing
Yeah,
for that?
but
Where's
but
the
okay. Well, this is a good
32
time for it then.
pads?
So, hey, everybody who's in the chat right now, looks like we got 14 in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, please, for my man Viral. Show some support. Doesn't cost you anything, and it takes like half a second to do it. Please, please don't just sit here and don't slap that button one time. Okay, so hit that thumbs up. But also, what I was gonna say is, if you can, in the chat, tell us what you think's coming. Tell us what you think Akai is getting ready to bring to us. We would love to see your take on it because your take matters. Okay,
And then
it matters.
while we wait for that to hit the chat, we will go through and not manage our expectations. Okay, so this is what I think. Here we go. Let's just get into it.
Go.
I think they're coming out with a Live 3 and a premium flagship. I think the EA Ski special edition of the SB1200 made Akai consider something that they hadn't considered before, and that is the fact that there is a market for premium converters.
Absolutely.
And they could fulfill that market, satisfy that market, and satisfy their current market at the same time. Logistically speaking, it wouldn't take them very much time. They've had a couple years to work on it, and that's all it takes. It doesn't even take that long.
Yeah, I mean, if they came out with like with an X that was, like a $5,000 X or something, I'd invest in a $5,000 X.
Yeah,
If it had premium converters, I would get it.
yeah, and I think
What
he
is
said, Tyrone says, "You already know mine." That's what you think's coming.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna see they're gonna come out with like a X that's got 128 pads on it. So
I do think I don't know what they would do other than just slight spec bump on. What would they do for a Live 3?
for a Live 3,
Like a little bit better speaker, because like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
okay, but
they
on the
could
market
improve
there's
the
a lot
speaker.
better.
I think they could improve the sensitivity of the screen, like make the screen a little bit
Okay.
better, a little more responsive. So because sometimes it's like you got a little bit of a delay.
It needs
So
a better
what would that
Wi-Fi connectivity, so that'll
Yeah,
just be
definitely,
the little thing that connects to
yeah.
the motherboard, and it'll be
Yeah,
nothing
bump
for them.
up
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
It
Bump
won't
up
cost them
Bluetooth.
anything, and be like a penny or something less.
I think they should also, if they were to improve the CPU as well as the internal core memory, like how difficult would it be for them to put instead of like what is it 2 and 4 gigs of RAM,
Tilt
internal.
screen.
They need to
Raul says
do-
tilt screen. I think that'd be a good
like
idea for
a
the
tilt
Live
screen
3.
would be dope.
Yeah.
I
Put a
think it would
mic
be-
on it. Put a
you know-
mic on
you-
the Live 3.
True. But what would be dope if they had
No,
like,
no,
16 gigs internal, right? If they had a much improved CPU, right? And I mean, they don't have to really get the top of the line to make that thing a lot faster, a lot snappier.
Yeah.
I think also something that would be super, super dope for a Live 3. And I don't know why they won't do it, but it would be so easy to do it.
Yeah.
They should put the ability when you make, let's say for instance, you're on the go and you create let's say you create a track, it's an MP3, relatively small file, right? And you need to get an idea across to somebody really fast. They should have a direct ability to email that shit from the Live.
Like a quick bounce.
Yep. Like, no, I mean like an actual where you can put someone's email address in and over Wi-Fi, Boom, you can send the
So you
MP3.
could, yeah, so you could send it out to other
Yes, like
people.
send it directly to each other. Like so, like if we're working and I happen to be in Starbucks and you hit me up and you're like, "Yo, son, man,
Interesting.
I need that beat that you were working on, or I need those stems real quick,
Yeah,
right?"
because DAWs are already doing
Bam,
that. Like
send it.
Studio One does it, Pro Tools does it. I think Logic does it. There's a lot of these that already exist. It wouldn't be much. And I think a mic would be really good because if you just pick it up even from the outset or whatever, it is really cheap and
Yeah.
affordable to put in something as good quality as maybe like a Rode mic or something like that and get that kind of like a Rode lavalier, like those $100
Mm-hmm.
joints. You
Yep.
could do that and it wouldn't cost you any more. Whatever little thing that they could do to improve on the Live 2, it would justify the cost of what you know is coming, which is going to be in between $1,300 and $1,500. You know they're probably going to go
Yeah.
$1,300 or $1,400 with this one.
And you know, Tyrone, you made, and so Raul, we'll see with the wireless. Hopefully they're right. I hope they make it where it's an actual where you can actually email it, like an actual email to email kind of transfer, as well as a transfer to transfer between MPCs. That would be fire, and a transfer from MPC to like a desktop or a laptop. That would be dope too. And Tyrone, you actually stole my thunder, my brother, because that's exactly what I was going to say. They need to have the ability to set up an external monitor directly from
Yeah.
the portable unit. And can you imagine also how dope that would be if you wanted to do tutorials, right?
Yeah.
You could finally actually do screen capture from
Change
a
the
high
game.
resolution monitor directly from in the machine, not through the software
Yeah.
on your desktop.
Yeah, and all they would have
Yeah,
to
that would
do
be
is,
fire.
is connect a port in the back. They have plenty of space within the chassis to
Done.
be able to do that. So,
Yep.
and it wouldn't
Done,
cost
done,
them
done.
anything because HDMIs are fucking nothing. You
Yeah.
know,
And
throwing
then
them
they
in
don't
there.
have to worry about someone trying to hack into the system, because we're talking about if you were recording the screen, let's say for a video, it's just a pass-through cable. You're not
Yeah.
actually getting a keyboard on it and, you know, getting in there and trying to, you know, get behind the scenes, so to speak, right?
Kent
So
says there's a rumor of a Polybrew 86 going around, but I'm not sure it's a great move, even if it turns out to be true. Yeah, Arturia's got something too here, folks.
so Kent has a lot more money than me. So if Kent wants to donate something of that sort, Kent, I will be posting my address
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a show on the Arturia as it gets closer because they made it clear that they're going to announce it Super Booth, and next weekend I might as well just put the word out now. Next weekend is the Synth and Pedal Expo in Portland, Oregon, which is right across the bridge over here, 15 minutes away from where I'm at. And guess who's going to be there? Arturia.
Cool. I think you should do a live from there, man.
I'm going to try. I don't know. I forgot. I'm going to sign up wherever it's at. I think it's not at the convention center, but it's somewhere. And we'll sign up for it, and yeah, probably live stream from there for sure.
Kent is funny. Hey, Kent, I'll put it this way, man. Just about everybody, I think, probably has more money than I do, brother.
Kent's like me with money. He loathes it. I just get it out as soon as possible. Just get it away from me. Okay, you know, it could transfer into getting some stuff. And if I ain't got nothing to do, oh, somebody else needs something. Okay, here you go. Take that. Feels good not to have money. It sucks being broke, but it's good not to have money. You know,
Yeah,
I'm just
times, man, because you be, you know, you might be getting stuff you don't need to get. I feel sometimes I feel
well,
like
just
that.
like, you know, I could have been responsible and saved, but instead I went to the record store and bought me a classic record that created a tangible story that I'll take with me to my grave and you know, tell my grandkids about, you know,
Man,
before
life
I die.
experience is way more important than having the material stuff. Sometimes it's more important too than taking care of certain things right away too.
But that's why we love these things, and that's why people love MPCs, because it's not only we get to sample our favorite music, but we get to make our own music to sample that as well. And then what we end up doing, not only throughout the journey of learning this convoluted box, you know. Yeah, this is why people fall in love with gear, and it's not just the light show. It's the fact that you could get just about any idea you wanted out there in the surface, and they just keep expanding to it. So doing the things that they're doing is even more of an expansion to it. And I think us having this conversation, especially in this format on our episodes here, is definitely where it belongs, because neither one of us has allegiance with Akai. As a matter of fact, we've had contention with Akai in the past, us having been responsible for MPC Gate 2 over here by, propping our friend EA Ski up and taking advantage of his converter drums and everything within the conversation, and just and not only that, we're not zeitgeist people. We're not trying to get free gear. I mean, we take it. We take it, but we're not shilling here, and we're not.
You know what's crazy about that too is the crazy part is that when you're simply being polite and mannerable, I think unfortunately we live in a world that has 100% suspicion, but doesn't have any, trust in, people being genuine people, right?
Yeah.
And so therefore you get people that are just like always thinking, you got some ulterior motive, you got some agenda, you're trying to steal some of their shine. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, blah, 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 blah. And the crazy part about it is that, sometimes, time goes by, right? And, some of these people start acting funny over time. Like some people stay in the business, some people get out. I got out, right? And it's crazy how suddenly they got a bad memory when they don't even remember they used to rock stages with you back in the day or did whatever with you, and they trying to be funny now, But you see, the thing is, like that whole thing when, MPC Gate happened, I will say that I did warn a couple of people. I said, hey, y'all probably should be careful, talking to EA like that because, dude got a pass. I mean, I know he's a saved man. That's a man of God, But, be careful. Dude got a pass. You don't want to be just arbitrarily bringing things out in people that they tried to put away.
And there's, and that's the thing, too. There's a lot of people out here who support him and what he does, because what he does is he focuses his life on sound and sonics. And you're not going to take that conversation away from him or us just by trying to pull the wool over our eyes and being like, yo, look at these flashy lights and buttons. It's like, we've been waiting, since 2017 came out. It's been the one flagship, which is great, but every other machine under it has surpassed it, computing-wise, technologically speaking. Maybe the Live 2 is the exception, but even that came out later, and has stuff in it. It's just the regular X now it's the last, I would say, 3 or 4 years has become more like a relic, and
No doubt.
that's why people were so upset over the special edition having really nothing to bring to the table for a whopping $600 more, devaluing the X, but still, like the X was already over by that point. They were just buying time.
I still love my X, man. I still love using it, man. And the SE was like, they said special edition, there was literally nothing special about it.
Well, 2 more gigs of RAM and a color job, paint job, Roy, Dr. Welcome. He has been an OG in the game since the 90s.
Yeah. What's happening, guys? Mr. Roy Droid Void and Dr. Indy.
People are quick to forget somebody's contribute to music when it comes to this production thing. And a lot of us forget why we produce, and a lot of it is for the artist to make the song. Mm-hmm. So if you have an artist or a producer who's out there credentialed with a long history and a nice catalog to look at, it's time for you to either look at it, compete with it, or shut the fuck up. Because if you can't give the man his flowers at this point and you want to discredit his conversation, You know what they say, you're only good as your last work. And there's
Man,
exceptions to that when it comes to
why
audio
you go
production.
why you going there, man? Why you going there, man?
But that's the thing about
You,
it.
you know what you about to do, man? Look, man, there's gonna be some people out there that got like bigger channels and stuff, man.
Eh,
They're gonna see you right now. You said that, and you know what you did? You just ruffled their feathers.
you know what? I don't
'Cause
give a
they're
shit.
sensitive children.
If you look at
So
our live streams, we are a majority live stream channel, and we do content, we do shorts, we have our own thing with our own website and everything like that, and our own Discord. But when it comes down to it, there's a reason why our numbers here are doing what they're doing, because we have friends here in this community who are all down with what we're talking about, because this is our livelihood here. This is our bread and butter. This is how we make our return on our investment. And for those who are just getting started, this is how we get started into a journey into a larger universe. And it's not just the MPC thing, but when it comes down to this here music thing, when it comes down to hip hop, you can't have that conversation without having a Kai in the mix. And I know that we've been the past few years without an NPC on the channel, but who gives a shit? You're not as good as the equipment you have. You're as good as what you can produce. In the end, that's all that matters. What are you producing? And if you're producing complaints and grievances and nothing else, go somewhere else at that. But we're here, we're good,
no doubt.
and we're gonna have these conversations regardless on people's relationships or shilling with any particular companies. And if any companies want to get involved in what we're doing, we could have that conversation. There's a venue for that. There's a relationship to be had there. We're not completely, opposed to that idea. But as far as now goes, we don't have any allegiances, but we will shill for Venus Theory for sure.
Oh
We do
yeah,
have our favorites, we do have our fun, and mostly what this comes down to is what it always has come down to, not only with this channel, but our friends. We
my
use
man,
this stuff on a regular basis, and this is
my
this
man
is
do
us
be
getting
delivering
down.
that very dry delivery though. I love it.
Yeah.
Cam. Thank you.
Trust.
Welcome. I got to shout out Venus Theory real quick.
Yeah.
Welcome to Venus Theory,
Welcome to another episode of Mustachio Man plays with synthesizers for money. Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying. I like you gotta love brother, man. I love his stuff, man. So
Yeah, he's been doing great work.
yeah, it's good people.
Down for the music and the vibes. Not so
Yeah.
much flowers. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we take them and we give them. But when it comes down to it, it's not like these companies owe us anything. Akai doesn't owe us jack shit, no matter how much money we stuffed in their pockets over the years, especially with the MPC Key 37. They made a killing off of that unit. And that was their most recent. So if you're only good as your most recent, they're sitting pretty good, especially having no competition. And the only direct competition being Native Instruments is now collaborative with their. It could go a lot of places here.
Hey man, peep that comment, and it could go a lot of places. Peep the comment. You just got some love, man.
1,000 symptoms of reality. Welcome.
Nah, but you see that comment?
Yeah, Viral Beats. Yeah, it's funny because 1,000 AM, they did that on the freestyle.
Before you say anything about that, I just gonna say something. Hey, what's my man's name? 1,000 AM?
Yeah,
Yo,
1,000
let me say
AM.
something about Viral Beats, man. Dude ain't shit, okay? this dude right here ain't shit, dog.
I'm over here getting NPCs, talking shit. All of a sudden, I'm a shill for a cop. What the fuck?
Hey, what's happening? Symptoms of reality, yo. Peace to the gods of Earth, man. What's happening, my brother?
And just to let you guys know
house.
here, Akai, whether or not we will ever have any future relationship, we don't currently have any type of communication. So they have no idea. And no matter how many ruffled feathers there are from this conversation or how many speculative whatever, it's likely happening. It's likely happening. Sarah said something that was interesting, and she didn't.
Too ill,
she didn't reveal any NDAs or anything like that.
Correct.
She just said, This
not in
is going. She
violation.
just she bigged up all these things that are going on. This is going on. This is coming out. This is coming out. You got something from this. You got something from this. These collaborative efforts and some. There's something going on with the MP. And that could mean anything. So she didn't reveal anything, but I'm
Right,
like,
right. But she's an example of one of those people, just like EA, that and Dr. Indy, what I was gonna say directly to you, man, about the flowers. I know I agree with you, man. It's all about the music. But every now and then, when someone has built an extraordinary track record behind them, and then they get like kind of devalued by people or something, or or publicly disparaged by people who don't know their history and
yeah,
don't know the level of contribution someone is given, they don't deserve that, and
yeah.
they do deserve the respect, though, at least for the contribution.
And I
So
appreciate
that's where we're at with that one.
Akai for getting down with Sarah. Not only being a black woman in hip hop, but
No
like
doubt.
really being a talented producer who
Absolutely, yeah.
has, out of her own free will, used these tools to get through and produce the way that she has been. And they just took notice of it, and her level of proficiency has developed over the years to where they need somebody like her, somebody who's honest, positive, skilled, and checks off all the boxes, and I don't
Hmm.
say that, I don't mean that
Agreed.
demographically.
Yeah, and she's
I'm
marketable.
saying that professionally.
Definitely.
She's marketable for all of those reasons, but she has more in the genuine spirit and skill level category that right there alone should be the reason to invest in her being the one who is a voice. And I just want to elaborate that on that. And kind of when we were talking about this on her last live stream, she had mentioned how Bolo, the producer, had said something in defense of her, and apparently those who will not be named, with the person who was actually solely responsible for MPC Gate 1 and 2, he said some negative things about her and how Akai has been pushing her to do content and kind of forcing her hand, which is not the case, way off base, and not something you should be vocalizing publicly. But she addressed it and addressed the fact that Bolo came to her defense, and with us supporting her the way that we do. I just wanted to mention that
Yeah.
just because,
And not to say that Sarah needs anybody to defend her or protect her, because Sarah
yeah,
can handle her own,
for
for sure,
sure.
no doubt. She's a strong person. I got a lot of respect for Sarah. And I think that just her working with Akai the way she did, believe it or not, think people were thinking that maybe Akai was elevating Sarah. Well, Sarah, if you watch this, Sarah, I'm just gonna let you know that you elevated Akai
Yeah, not the
and
other
you
way
elevated
around.
Andy Mack.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna leave it at that, but I'm saying you did. Okay. And and I'm just gonna say something else, Sarah. Anybody mess with you, just holla at me, because me and Bruce will take care of it.
That's great. That's
Oh, y'all, I'm
great.
just tripping, man. Y'all.
Yeah, not to have this contention around our space. We don't wish that upon anybody. And as shameful as it is to have to experience something like that, especially in a space like this, it is that much greater that the love and support that she has from the actual community, not just the pretenders trying to be
Yeah,
content
no doubt.
creators for free gear, the actual producers who make actual music with these actual devices as
Hmm.
tools. We support you.
Definitely.
We support
Definitely
everything that
do.
you
Yeah,
do. We
definitely.
support all your efforts with Akai, and we support Akai for putting you on. So,
For sure. For sure.
we don't get this or have this conversation to shill, And like I said, we didn't get this for the sake of the plugins and because it was on sale. The sale had something to do with it, but the little Tussin had the most to do with it. And if this kid
Sure
wasn't ready
did.
for an MPC, this would not be in our ecosystem right now. Tactical MIDI, Air Spider, Akai be shilling. Yeah, and if anything, they should be
What's happening there?
They should be promoting microwave beats and some more Sarah Tuil joints over there. But she has her MPC masterclass, and speaking of Sarah, she has her MPC masterclass.
Yeah, it's pretty fire too, man. It looks good. It looks good.
I want to get it because we definitely need to jumpstart this whole thing on accelerating the learning with things. I
Yeah.
know that we move kind of
Well,
quick as far
I
as the
just wanna get it
operational stuff
to
is concerned,
support
but I
her.
want to get my muscle memory down for sure.
Oh yeah, that's just gonna be you every day. You're gonna just have to be in it every day, man. And that's it.
Hey,
You know,
we're trying.
and,
We
and,
have
and,
been.
and
We've
you
been
ain't got
putting
to worry.
up.
You
Yeah.
you got me, man. It's like all
Also
you
got
gotta do is
me.
pick up the phone, brother. I know I do, man. I know I do. Yo, hey, guys, you guys, everybody, give this to Viral right now. Hey, except you, Dr. Indy, because you said you wanted the vibe but not the love. You look. Here you go.
Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of here. You're too old to do that. God damn it. Even when millennials do that, I'm like, aren't you a little old to be doing that?
Damn, you ain't even lying, man.
Love
I'm
symbol.
old as dirt,
Love
man.
symbol with hands.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm old as
Yeah.
dirt.
I guess dirt
See, look,
don't hurt.
we got some love symbols. They fired out down
I'm a
on the
master
see, did you see
gatekeeper.
him?
I'm not. See, I said he gatekeeping, and he said I don't gatekeep, and now he's like I'm a master gatekeeper. See,
Man, Air Spider, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Go ahead and gatekeep, brother. Gatekeep. I'm number one gatekeeper.
yeah. So we don't do any shilling for a Kai. They don't give us any money. They don't even give us devices or free plugins or anything like that. We pay for our shit. Our friends help us pay for our shit. And no matter what we do or how we do it, we make it happen the same way that everybody else happens. And we now are stuck with $100 a month bill. Cool. It's worth it just for Lil Tussin. You know, I gladly
that's
pay that
true.
$90 for Lil Tussin to get down on this shit, especially with what he
Yeah,
needs.
Lil Tussin gonna kill it, man. He gonna get a hang of it real quick, man.
8
He
years
gonna be running.
old. 8 years old. And he's almost done with
Super
school enough to
producer
have
by
the extra
age
time to
15,
be
dog.
like, yeah.
Yeah, super producer by age 15. And I could tell you something, man. But I don't know if I completely agree with you, Viral, man, because the last time I saw you get a bill from Zounds or something, man, I could have swore you were paying for it in shillings, man. It's like,
Yo, shout out to Zounds. Zounds is so good. I had an outstanding balance go for like 2.5, 3 years, and they just let me pay that and gave me the payments afterwards. No harm, no foul. Just as long
they
as I
just
settled my account, they're cool with it and they're fine.
Yep.
They don't even care that my wife has the one through her account. So now we got 2 MPC payments every month. So you want to talk about shilling a Kai? Pay for my NPCs? Nah, ain't gonna happen. Not in this world. But if there's anything as far as any future relationship happens as these things work out, we'll fully disclose everything. Just like Zounds. We don't have any relationship with Zounds, but we'll put their shirt on and be like, you know what? Just like us wearing Sweetwater, we got our turntable for Sweetwater because they didn't have it at Zounds. We get our shit where we get our shit.
I need to
The crazy wabbit.
Crazy Wabbit up in here. Hey, what's up, Crazy Wabbit?
Hell yeah.
I just wanted to say, hey, everybody, yo, I gotta bump out right now. I got a family thing I gotta attend, but I hope you guys have a good rest of the show with Viral, and make sure you guys hit that, please. We got 25 people up in here, but we got 20 thumbs up. Thank you for those thumbs up.
That's
My
good
man,
enough.
show
Yeah,
support.
that'll get
Everybody,
it-
let's
that'll
go ahead
get
and
it
max
going.
that out if we can.
I'll get it going in the algorithm.
I will see you all next Sunday. Blessings to all you, and thank you
Appreciate
to
you,
this man,
son.
Viral Beats, my brother. Love you, brother, and love all you guys in the chat. And definitely, hey, Destructible, I'm gonna send you a text. I'm gonna holler at you, brother, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care, everybody, and peace and blessings, you guys. And I
Take
am
care,
out,
son.
brother.
Appreciate you.
1-1.
All right, let me get on. Table view. Oh, look, there's less light over here. Oh, yeah, because I have the bump up in light. Okay, well. You want to put me in darkness? Nobody puts Viral in the corner. All right, let me get off of here real quick so I'm not clogging up the thing here. I'll just go on. Hold on. End meeting for all. There you go. And there we go. We're still on, guys. Don't worry about us. We're going to finish this conversation. Okay. Let me get here. And there you go. That's enough light. We'll just do this in front. Hey, guys, look at me. Yeah, it's good to have you guys here, and it's good to have Son here, who's been, an MPC head for quite some time. We all use these tools the way we use these tools, and no exception to that, for sure. So as far as like what we think things are going to be, I didn't realize I needed to turn down the turntables over here. So since we're good on that and we're good on this, yeah. We took advantage of this sale here and got the MPC Live 2, got the plugins and the stuff that it came with. And that's kind of what set fire to this conversation, because they typically do this around this time, right before they're ready to release a new product. It could be nothing. It could be everything. It stands to reason that they would just close the books on all these complaints. There doesn't need to be a lot of changes or improvements for this to be a perfect machine. But imperfections aside, it does what it does. And in the end, it'll cost what it costs. And us who are going to get it are going to do what we do with it. And, Air Spider was like, you're going to take that one and then, you're going to take that Live 2 and then give your son the one, with all the puns here. I still don't prefer this sideways screen thing. I still would prefer having it all above here and going. I just would rather have my back look something closer to that. Other than that, the pad size, but pad size, schmad size. Who cares? All right, let me catch up on this chat. So 808 is always a C major. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, C is the key for everything. It matches with just about everything. Yeah. Yeah, he probably won't appreciate now as much as he will down the road. But if he's going to beast out on this and actually commit time, and he is going to commit time to it. I mean, he's been really getting down on BandLab. He really loves it. And he couldn't tear himself away from the One Plus. He couldn't do it. And I was like, get out of here. I'll get you your own. And we did. There it is. He got his own. Just hit the homie Apollo for his new light towards Disco lights. Yeah, everybody has to learn for sure. Should be at some point for me. Yeah, he's a nice kid. Boy, I was stuck. Yeah, for sure. Pad size is big to me. Yeah, I guess the way that it triggers is kind of a huge difference. I don't know. I'm good with it. The way that I finger drum and the way that I hit samples. I'm not really too concerned with it. He ain't getting the skin on his though. That's for sure. Get him a Tussin skin. He can put stickers on it. Dude is reading the sample screen wrong and thinks all the samples are in C sharp. Yeah, he's gonna learn quick on this. He's definitely going to learn quick. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think is coming out? I really think it's a Live 3. It's not that a Live 3 has to come out. There's no real incentive, like Sun was saying, to even produce a 3 at this point. But a flagship, it stands to reason that they should, or at least would, do that. So what makes me crazy is that the Q-links are always oriented vertically, but the Q-link screen is always 4 pages horizontally. That is insane. Didn't they change that with the update? I saw the MPC a few years back. Didn't put the work to learn it. Now that I'm a bit wiser. Are you waiting for the Live 3 to potentially be released? Gotta roll. Peace to y'all. Take care, Roy Joy Void, for sure. No, 3.0. Still the same way. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know what the differences are really. I'm essentially learning the workflow for the first time in this 3 point whatever million that they're going to be on for a while before they hit 3.5. So, yeah, who knows? It's a big mystery. I would like to see more fluidity in their software, but they don't need a hardware release to make that happen. I don't think Air Spider, Creaxi were talking about Lil Tussin. They were discussing someone else. Okay, yeah, cool. As long as I got the 3.4.4, I could use my phone. God damn it. They can keep the hardware. So who's getting what? Y'all getting an MPC Live 3 if it comes out? You guys getting a flagship if it comes out with premium converters? I mean, EA Ski was mentioning it this morning because somebody said that the converters in their audience sound better than their Live 2 or than their X. And it's like, yeah. It's because the audio interface sounds great. It's a great sound. I like the audience sound. It's really sounds like I said audience. Audient. God damn these companies. I'll sit tight, see what happens. Used market looks juicy. Psh, the new market's looking juicy for the next week. You get this for $300 off and then a whole slew of plugins. It's like the producer edition. Ali Star. Shabba! Dude, where are the rumors coming from? I'll tell you where the rumors are coming from. Oh, wait, let me go on. I got to go on here. This shit. You see that? You see that? It's because they discounted the MPC Live 2 by $300. And they discounted the... Of course it's Photoshop. You think in a million years a guy would make some fucking thing that looked like this? This does not look pragmatic at all. Oh, God, it's ugly as all hell. The fuck are we doing, internet? I don't know when that monstrosity came about in the zeitgeist, but there it is. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, fuck it. You might as well do 128. You already got the 64 full size going. The Akai Force Renaissance XSE LE 128. 128 keys. Just do the circle around with all the pads and the keys. Just circle around and be like. That's why I love EA Ski making fun of this shit, man. These marketing assholes really get going with this. Oh, God, they really get going with it. Man, I look like I've been smoking. Smoking Akai's whatever they got cooking. This thing smells like a garden hose. I forgot about that because how chemical my turntable smells. It's great. Love it. We're going to die up in here. Hey, you last a long time with this. Yeah, I don't know. It's ugly, but some of us are to blame for wanting more. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. What more do you want out of this other than a little bit more RAM, a slight improvement in the Wi-Fi, and a slight improvement in the speaker? What else do you want? Slight difference in size so you could add 4 more Q-links. MPE. Really? Okay. That's all I need from a new MPC. MPE. Okay. They have channel aftertouch right now. Do you think they would venture off into putting polyphonic aftertouch and MPE on these? It being the style at the time. I know what I would like to see. The unintegration with Splice. Can you guys like end this contract and like, or at least tuck it aside so it doesn't pop up that we're not using Splice and have Splice show up everywhere? I will never get a Splice account. Hitting me with I got 3 1-month trials just sitting there unused for Splice. Not to diss on anybody who uses Splice. Go ahead and use Splice. More power to you. I'm not going to use it. So why are you throwing it in my face every fucking time I turn on the MPC? That's a software issue. Ain't got nothing to do with the hardware. They could fix that in the 3.5 whenever years they get to that. Because you know it'll be on 3.4.24 before they reach 3.5. They're all taking us for the proverbial ride. This is all discounted just to save one last moment in the sun. Because the MPC Key 37 is going to be the most they could ever profit off a piece of hardware ever again after these tariffs. And they are fighting for their lives and trying to get people integrated into their software, not their hardware devices. I don't know. I don't think that's a long shot, but I don't think it's probable. Maybe. I think they actually are at least going to update the flagship. 2017? What are they going to do to the X? Other than improve the CPU and put premium converters in it, what else would you want out of it? I don't want a battery or a speaker. Neither do I. That's why little Tusson's getting the Live 2. I'd like a mini Live 3. I know Raul would go for that. I know Jade Wee would go for that. Shit, I'd probably get one for little Tussin. Shit, I'd probably get one for me. That's like about the size of a black box. The battery and speaker was why I got the Live 2. Yeah. I think getting rid of it at this point is not going to happen. But I don't want a battery or a speaker either. I mean, battery fine, but I'm still going to tether it every chance I get to make sure that battery's charged. I'm pessimistic. Air Spider says I'm pessimistic. All I could think of was one or the other breaking before deciding on the One Plus. But you said pads are everything to you. You sacrificed the pads for it. What does that say? It says I don't want a motherfucking battery or no speaker. That's what it says. I'll get 2 Behringer SP1200 clones if there's no MPE. He said, if there's no MPE, I'm going to leave MPC. Oh, shit. And you got an X. I have a vintage flagship. I have a 2000 XL. I don't need to wave my flagship dick. Interesting. Interesting. Come on, let it out, guys. Let's trauma bond. Because you know it's expectations and all. Yeah, speaking of Uli here, yo, when are we going to get that Synthex clone? I can understand the need when you don't have one. Yeah. Or it'll be a machine PC. Was that the whole thing with this announcement? Is that why Sarah's been so excited about the integration? It would be stupid of me to have two big MPC units. Yeah. Machine MPC. Two SPs and my SB 2400, and I'll be set for a long time. Yeah. I think we're good equipment-wise. I still want to get into Osmos eventually just to try that type of key playing workflow and expressiveness. In RC 505 for more hardware jams outside of the boxes, because these are boxes too. Yeah, and that Nexidine microphone. Other than that, it's just records. Which MPC did Risky want? I think he was going for the One Plus over the Live 2. I think the speaker was everything. I remember having a conversation with him during a live, if my memory serves. You know, rest in peace, Simply Risky. I feel weirdly neglectful of understanding our relationship until after he passed, not realizing how many conversations I had with him. Like, it was just so natural. It was just so fluid back and forth and just about this kind of shit, you know? And I realized as I saw his name in the Discord, I was like, you know what, he was actually quite active on our channel before he passed. I'm like, shit, he was actually really into it. And I'm like, God damn it. We had a lot more conversations than I first initially thought, you know? Because I'm on this side of things, you know, doing shit over here. Not that I'm neglectful of any of you guys. It's just the comments move so fast. It's such a little thing. There's so many of you guys sometimes. It's like, you know. Yeah, so I think he was going to choose the One Plus over the Live 2, and I think I said me too. I think he wanted the Live 2 because the speaker or whatever, but I think it was form-fitting and old school feel. I think that was his perspective on it, if I could remember properly. I remember a lot of shit, so yeah. I'd rather have the Harmonix 9000 looper. Ooh. Now I have one of those rooms like in Akai Group, guys. Psh. Just filling up with MPCs. Yeah, look at us. 2 months ago. Oh, this one's still tethered. Yeah, I'll take it out. Why not? What are you going to do? Look at that. 2 now. And while we get these things for the uses we do, and the sales are what they are, and we still have to make payments and all that. Yeah. And we just weren't in a position to keep that 3,000. I think if I did get a classic unit, I don't think I would go with the 2000 XL. I think I'd search out for a 4000 and use that. I'm looking like a museum. That's why I get rid of shit. You know, and that's the thing. When stuff gets out of commission, a lot of people just keep them around. I'm like, fuck that. Might get that one in his name. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was gravitating. I think he wanted to get the one retro, but they had it out of stock. We had a conversation about this, and it's funny because as we're talking about this, I just recalled this conversation today when I was thinking about it, and before getting on your guys' show earlier today. Um, that's when I thought about it, and I was like, "Damn, was that risky? That was risky that we had that conversation." And then I started thinking back, and I was like, "We talked about this, we talked about that. God, we had all those conversations in that short time period." Yeah, like he was in that chat, just commenting, super speed, and that was one of the things we discussed, because we were talking about getting an MPC key 37 versus just an MPC 1 plus. Yeah, that's how long we've been considering it for. I mean, it's not like he's been gone for a absurdly long time. We've been considering it for less than a year, but it's amazing some of the stuff that comes to you after the fact, and you're like, "Oh yeah, shit, man." Trusto, I think you would like it. With your love for hip hop and everything, you would like it. And I think the thing that has taken you out of hip hop, I think if you did what I did and get you a turntable and start sampling some records, yeah, it's kind of like the MPC being Inky the Cat's weapon of choice, and me not even understanding that until after she passed. And then watching some of her content, her MPC content after she passed away. Now, every time I turn on the MPC one, I think of her. Because even though we weren't that close, as close as, some of you guys were, goddamn, it just reminds me why she fell in love with it. And shout out to her. Rest in peace. And Risky. Got a lot of people across the pond looking at these NPCs. So we'll see how things go here. We're not promised nothing in this world, especially from these companies. You know how they move. And when they move like this, they got something. Now, is it going to be this? Or is it going to be this? That looks surprisingly more reasonable. But what the hell is this? What are these little mod wheels over here? Why do you need vertical and horizontal knobs like that? Why do you need several of them? I get having two. I even get having three, like the Hydrosynth. Does the Hydrosynth have three? I don't know. Can't see it right here. What do we expect? What are we expecting out of a release from them? Get the fuck out of there with all these knobs. Yeah. 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 And those pads. I don't care about switching between banks to use my pad banks. I would rather have that than have 4 sets of pads stacked up into 64. If I design one with my Photoshop skills, you'd all believe it to be real. Do it. I never used the Q-Link until they forced me. Oh, you mean like a Kai force? Oh, God. But what are we expecting here? We all want something different. If you need that many banks, pro tip, your beat sucks. I'm not even going to say that's a hot take. If you can't make it work with 4 tracks, you're doomed. Not say you could do everything, but if you can't make it work with 4 tracks, you ain't going to make it. That it right there. I don't even need 16 pads. Yeah. Depending on what I'm chopping. If I'm chopping records, I need them. But usually, I only go up to the 16. Now, if I'm chopping other stuff, then I'll use the other banks. But I haven't even gotten into it to even do this kind of stuff yet. I'm just not going to say overkill. Yeah, for sure. Not at all. Yeah, it'll be a slight difference. A slight spec bump for $1,500 more. No, it'll probably be a couple $100 more. I paid for the first Live 2 that we got. We paid $1,400 after taxes, and this one was $1,100 off of taxes. The exact difference of the $300, plus at least $300 worth of plugins and stuff. We got Flavor Pro now. With converters, they'll be $750 to $1,000 more. Yeah, I don't think they're doing it to the Live 3. I think they're going to premium converter the flagship. And I think they're going to do both. I really do. I really think they're going to do both. But what the fuck do I know? We're not in the cool kids club. We don't shill for a Kai. We just take advantage of sales and all that other stuff. You know, Air Spider, it's funny you should mention that. I could have got a Coke Boys. I could have got, God, who your peoples used to fuck with? God damn it. There was a record I could have got at that record store. I went with that proof instead. But yeah, it was your peoples. I forgot who. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Oh, Thank you, Tyrone. Before we get off of this live stream, let's address this one. Roger Lynn. Picking up an MPC Live 2. What happens when he integrates his MPE like what he has with the instrument? What if there's a little instrument pad? I don't think that would do it. Let's see. Yeah, the Live will be heavy. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, maybe he'll be able to. Maybe he did. Maybe it'll be the flagship. They want that name. It would be great for marketing. It would be fantastic for marketing. No, it'll also be great for marketing. All these people who usually shill for a Kai keeping quiet about any potential release. That would be great for their marketing too now, wouldn't it? So they could hit you with the 1-2. Here we are with the Tiger uppercut. You ain't getting us. Southpaw, fool. You can create fake MPC with 16 MIDI channels. Yeah. He used MPE on it already. Yeah. 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 I don't know. It's all just speculation. Regardless on what it is, we won't get one. If it were some obnoxious, we won't get one. We're not going to get one. Why? Why would we? We already pay for these ones. I mean, if they give us one, sure, we'll take it. Here, give it here. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I'll take one. Sure, I'll put it on the channel. I'm already putting this on the channel anyway. You see, I got that fucking color the fuck out of here now, didn't I? I don't want no red joint. Yo, not saying anything about red, and the red shows up a lot more red on the camera than it does in person. With that being said, everybody hated the red. We all know that Akai means red in Japanese and all that, but who cares? It's an American company now. You know? We don't care that Akai means red. And you know what the thing is about it? The thing is about it, they shouldn't even be calling it Akai after all this time. Unless you're going to sell TVs and transistors and all this other shit. Love the red over the Newmark blue. An in-music fan, I see we have. I'm just kidding. Yeah, by contrast, it probably looks good together. I don't think the red looks all that bad. MAGA red. Hold my beer says I love the red. Hold my beer. Welcome. MPC live with 8 outputs, please. Yeah, that would be dope. Because then you could just plug it right into one of those SSL Alpha 8s. MPC 100 key 37. So like a little 37 key. Like a toy. I just like the color. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's fine. It looks worse on camera. It looks like a brighter red on camera. Dr. Ass live at NAM. Yeah. Yeah. Because they look like Marlboro Red 100s. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's coming soon, folks. The Akai sale here. Let's see if we can get some real screen action going here. I think I put it on here. No, I did not. Explore. Okay. So. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got to do this other thing first so you guys could see this other one. I got to look up real quick. I can't believe the guy at FedEx didn't even knock on the door. It's like, you're insane, guy. Okay, let me do bundle. Just so I could show it up here. These bundles are loaded. Open link in a new tab and then show what the new tab looks like. Okay, here we go. And this is what we come up with. Biggity bam. No shit stains in my undies. Screen time. No. No. Here you go. Hey, guys. All right. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. So this sale, I forgot. I think they said it was going on here. Okay, so here's the email. Okay. Till April 30th. So this is the sale here until April 30th. And, yeah, the Live 2 comes with the producer bundle. The producer bundle, this is what we just got here. And the blah, 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 blah. Jura Subfactory Flavor Pro Soft Clipper Flex Beat, which we already had here. MPC Stems, Multiband Filter Bank, and then the expansions that are included. The X bundle. Still, neither one of them have fabric or the synthesizer. You know, they're neglectful of those ones for obvious reasons. But yeah, until the 30th here. Yeah, here. Until the 30th of April. So their other thing here, what is it? This sale, this is going until the 13th, right? So they got this 50% off of their things, and it's just like their instruments, and there's not really expansion. The expansions cost what the expansions cost. But when it comes to this here, $1,200 worth, huh? Yeah. So cool. I want that. What is that? What is this modular unit here? I want that. Whatever that is, I want it. Screw the MPC. He's getting it. It's going to the boy. So, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Get the fuck out of here. Close your eyes, Air Spider. I bet that's all this sale is about. Be able to add the expansions over Wi-Fi. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's kind of like what Destructo was saying. You know, this could just all be a ploy to sell MPCs at a discount just to get people involved in their digital ecosystem. Unsure of what the future holds, especially in the American market with tariffs being what they are, them getting parts from other countries and being able to put things together, you know, and not only that, Americans are going to be potentially facing a recession because we have all the workings of a recession that's about to start in a couple weeks here, if it hasn't started already. You know, just within the drop of the stock market the past 2 days. Yeah. I say 2 days loosely. I mean Thursday and Friday. So they started this around that time. So even though there's this whole space in between all that, it could just be one big fat disappointment for everybody. Here's the 3.5. Here's our MPC X2. That's $3,000 with no premium converters. We've been disappointed before, and we'll be disappointed again. If it's just something small, subtle, and simple, people are going to shit. Especially when EA Ski jumps into the conversation and says, yo, converters, bitches, y'all ain't gonna do nothing? Party over there, I'll be over here. Here's where the SB 1200 special edition comes. Hey, look it, we sold out in about 2 weeks time period. Hey, look what I sold them for. And people got it because people care about sonics and sound. That was 2 years ago. Akai is in a very privileged position to be able to take advantage and capitalize off of the market, especially if they have this relationship with Native Instruments. Said I get EA Ski as a West Coast producer with a name, but who gave him all this volume? Well, I'll tell you who did. It ain't just him. He ain't just an artist. It wasn't just the Friday thing that he produced. You know? He already been getting his flowers from people like EA Ski and DJ Premier. When all your favorite producers and rappers are giving this dude his flowers, you know, it goes well beyond just some simple thing. Especially when he's had a direct relationship with Akai with NDAs involved in everything with the help of development of the Renaissance. You know, he's not just some producer with a couple credits just because that's the way that people look at him. Who gave him this much volume? The industry did. You know, it's not just his Grammy either. You know, he's killing it the way that he is for a goddamn reason. and to still stay relevant after all this time with the Cube record, even though that was 10 years old. Here we are all over again. His work gave him this volume. And yeah, whether people like to acknowledge it or not, it really changed the perspective of Akai, thinking that nobody would pay a premium for good sonics. And a premium they did pay. And loving every minute of it. And it wasn't even subtle. It was game changing. It was industry changing. But nobody talked about it except for us. And I'm not saying just our channel talked about it. It was a very unrepresented thing that happened that should have gotten more credit. But no. Since then, Akai has patched up the relationship with Roger Lynn. They gave him an MPC Live 2. He did content on it. He revisited it and spoke about it a couple times afterwards. He's done a few interviews, not only with Akai, but with EA Ski himself. Yeah. This relationship that Akai has with Native Instruments, Native Instruments being their only hardware competition with a unit that seems like they lost their ass so bad on the Machine Plus that they will never make another attempt at a machine. So an MK4 is not likely to happen. Or what if an MK4 is right around the corner and they enlist Akai to help them with that, and we get a machine with Akai and an Akai with machine with Native Instruments. Anything can happen in this crazy world. But Akai has also got back in touch with EA Ski, out of all people. And even though they may not directly be working on this, I mean, goddamn, he put up that Slave Master shit. And he's still talking shit. He's still got this contention about him for the relationship or whatever they're going to be releasing. Because people are going to be on it just like we're on it here. So Akai has definitely been setting the stage. And things are moving forward. The question is going to be, how forward are they going to be moving? Is it going to be a subtle change, or is it going to be significant? Is it going to make everybody happy? Nothing will. Is it going to piss everybody off? Nothing will. It'll be somewhere in between. Some people will love it. Some people will hate it. Depending on how they move, they are in an advantaged position to really give the people what they want with their products. And they really owe it to their customer base, considering all the good faith and money that their customers have put into them. Not that they feel morally or in any way obligated towards their customers, but they're also not stupid, you know? There's a reason why they drop people off of their working relationships as they should. And there's a reason why they prop up other people in a working relationship as they should. But as far as us on this side, we're just doing the damn thing with the hip-hop album and getting this kid going on the MPC workflow. And whatever they come out with, beyond getting one sent to us, we're not going to be involved in purchasing anything new anytime soon at all. There's no reason for it. I mean, maybe for YouTube to get my numbers up and be like, hey, I'm one of those cool kids who's got an MPC Live 3. I'm having a difficult enough time to have the time to get the content done to begin with. You think adding stuff to it's going to be helpful? I already added sample-based workflow and records and stuff like that, going through them and doing this hip-hop shit. So we're already stretched thin. But all shilling aside, you know that the shilling is coming. It's coming for us all. And they're going to cram this big, fat advertising piece of you-know-what directly down our throats. And we're going to take every minute of it, and we're going to either love it or leave it. We'll do what we can within the zeitgeist here and talk about what we can, just like we are now, kind of being the first initiators of this conversation, because surprisingly, even the spectators and the speculators are not talking about a new Akai release. Weird, huh? Nah, it ain't weird. It's standard. They're releasing something. You know they are. They can't hide it. And once people start pulling those pictures like they did with the MPC Key 37, cat's going to be out of the bag eventually, whether it be the zeitgeist and the YouTubers and the shills who come out with it and say, hey, look at what we got. We got a new thing from Akai today, or else it comes through gradually, and they're just like, whatever it's going to be, most of us will be here to witness it. So, we'll see how this whole thing plays out. But it might not play out at all. It could have just been another sale because they had too many of these laying around. Okay, what about the X? Why re-establish all these relationships and just go through to do what they've been doing the past couple years, just to be like, we ain't got no competition. We patch things up. People aren't going to be talking shit. Yeah? Think so, huh? I'll give that to him, though, because he's the lesser guy, doing it on his own, doing as much as the upper echelon. Not dissing him, yeah. I would love to see if they come out with a top-tier MPC with the converters just to see how it would sound and put it on side the MPC SE. Yeah, MK4 with Akai plugins. Mini Live 3 still could be a thing. They haven't made a miniature in what, since the 500? You never know. Because all they need to do is wrap up their flagship. They could wait another year on the Live 3. If you really want to get to brass tacks, they could be spacing these out or releasing them together. Considering how things have gone, though, yeah. We'll see how it goes. It's clearly primed for a May/June release. The 50% off the plugin sale ends on the 13th. I still want to get Fabric XL, but it's $120-something on sale. And that sale is going to be over by the time we get paid from YouTube. And still, you get paid so little from YouTube. I'm not throwing all that into Fabric XL or whatever. They don't even call it Fabric XL, do they? I just say XL. I don't know why. You think to mean break out the flagship in less than 10 years? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to bring out a flagship in less than 10 years. I don't know, with the disappointment of the SE. And it's only 1 year difference. It's only 1 year difference. And if we're going to have a recession and people aren't going to be spending money, you got to get it out now. Because if you don't get it out now and consumer confidence has already gone down, you're going to have nobody buying MPCs because they're going to be trying to keep the lights on. Don't get it twisted. Even the rich people are out here having a hard time. Some of them ain't rich anymore. There's a lot of financial devastation happening in the country that produces the most income for Akai. American recession, that doesn't make sense to me at all. Yeah. But then we elected this jackhole. And here we are. Most of us knew it was going to be like this. And the other ones were like, oh, I'm so offended. They had the protest, what was it, yesterday or the day before? Bet you at least half of those people voted the guy in. It's like, there you go. He said, nah, this is leftist talk. Yeah, see, there you go. You know, I don't mean to get political here. But yeah, when it comes down to it, fuck them all in their stupid asses. Hot take. I was a registered libertarian until I became registered independent. I've never been a part of each side of the spectrum, but I just, I don't like what I see, no matter what it is, and I'm not going to shut the fuck up about it in either circumstance. So, my bad, y'all. When it comes down to this, though, you'd be in war right now. But from it, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny. Which is exactly what we're in. Trade wars are a thing. They devastate economies. Last time we had tariffs like this, it created the devastation that happened in the 1930s. But these motherfuckers in charge don't know the history and don't care about the history. They're just trying to make it the way it is harder for everybody who works, for the people who make all the money off of the work. But screw all that. Let's not go there. We already did. But with that in mind, could this just be a move to protect themselves? We're talking about Akai here. To protect themselves for any future devastation? Tariffs on what? Everyone charges American twice what American charges. Don't get this opinion at all. No, the tariffs get it to a point to where we pay in America more money. It's not an opinion. It's just the way that things go. So tariffs, you know, are like the way that this whole thing came about was just off of the son-in-law perusing through Amazon and found a book with a catchy title. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. It's happened once in American history and it devastated economies. And yeah. So now everything that we import here costs 25%, 50% more than it did before. Yeah. So even though you guys have had your, what is it, VAT tax or whatever, yeah, we haven't had anything like that or anything like this. So it's really unpredictable, and the instability is something that is already being felt in the markets. And I'm sure that Akai is no exception to a lot of that. And it's like our friend said over here, you know, this could just be all a thing to protect themselves, to get involved and get people to still purchase their product through all this devastation. because communities are already feeling it. There's been a lot of layoffs as a result of it. That's another thing. It's not just about the charging with the tariffs. In order to offset that, so Americans don't have to charge more, they have to lay off a whole bunch of people, and they've already done that in a lot of circumstances. So hopefully Akai won't be victim to the layoffs, and hopefully the charges won't cause these things to go up. And if they do increase in cost and price, hopefully they'll at least be there logistically. They're almost there. They could pretty much do anything you want it to do musically. It's just sonically and a little bit more connectivity, just like what Sun was saying, just a little bit bump up, and the specs should be enough to get her going. So anyways, that'll wrap it up for us here. Shout out to the co-host over here. I am the one son who had to dip out early here. What? Look at it. He's like, is my MPC ready? Try to squeeze your way over here. Here, take your MPC and get out of here. There's no MPC in there. That's just the box. He thought there was one in there first. Oh, shit. I got him. Yeah. It's funny. I think they'll all open up shop in America and it'll all be fine. Yeah, well, they're banking everything on it and they're already not fine. So, yeah. Dude ran off to go play golf. It won't be fine, dude. These guys have no idea where they're going, what they're doing. Where are we at? I left an hour back. Taking off. See you later. No, we're just kind of leaving it at the point to where this could all just be one thing to kind of protect themselves from what may be coming in America or what is already happening in some cases with the whole tariff thing. So maybe, maybe not. You never know with these things. We're not on the inside. We're on the outside looking in. And we're just here to make the beeps go boop and play with these toys and do what we're going to be doing. Like I said, on this side of the fence, we're not going to be doing any kind of purchasing or acquisition of any of the new gear. If we get anything new, Arturia's got something that's likely going to be a Super Freak or a bigger Poly Brute. Nobody knows. Well, some people know. But Arturia has a release that's coming towards Super Booth, which is, I think, the first week of May. And, yeah. This sale on the MPCs is over at the end of the month. Guess what that means? Also May. So Arturia and Akai are essentially releasing new product around the same time. Potentially. Allegedly. Because we don't know shit on this side. I just know that haters are going to hate, talkers are going to talk, and hey, maybe we'll get a large video that'll throw us in the zeitgeist and we'll have an MPC Gate 3. I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope not. Let's try to manage our expectations here, folks, and realize what may or may not be going on here and just roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be great for us. I'm sure we'll love it. And that'll be that. So, we'll see. Thanks everybody here for tuning in to episode 11. I am the one son. See, I say I am the one son is what the name of the show is. I'm just going to call it I am the one son now. Of Sundays. God damn it, why can't I get this together? All this conflict. It's all good. We'll be okay either way. Everybody will be okay either way. Even with all the political turmoil and madness, um, we'll see how Akai carries it. But they are in a vantage position here to give every customer they have what they want. And I think that's pretty cool. So make sure you guys leave a like on your way out and all that stuff. Subscribe if you're not to, or just keep lurking and see what we're doing over here. And eventually, we'll get you. I'm just kidding. Said I'll stop smoking weed. I got too much cash to spare. Now I find it hard making music. So yeah, not buying much new gear for a while. Yeah, I hear you there. Us on this side got an album to make and got stuff to go out there. So we're just doing the damn thing, getting our records in order. We're building up quite the crate here. So I don't really care that much about Akai MPC. Very versatile, but still glitchy. Yeah. I haven't had any direct issues with it yet, but I've only really jammed out on it so far. So, and I'm still novice as hell when it comes to navigating throughout the workflow and learning this stuff here. But regardless, we'll be up again. What's today? Sunday? Yeah, I have no idea what we have on the agenda. There's still what we have. We got the Biggie record thing to go through. We got the music video, which my ears are finally starting to clear up, so I could probably finish that out. I hope it's a Force keyboard, because then I won't care. If it's a Live 3, I'll get it. Don't need it. I hear you there. Hoping for a mini Live 3 here, Raul. Yep. You can't think it's a blue-red thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of the way that things are right now. And as far as things go, who knows? But the markets are reacting, and Akai is a public company. So they are affected through in music and what they do moving forward. So we'll see. We'll see. And eventually we're going to put up content here with Lil Tussin getting down on this live too, because it's all up to him. And he'll probably figure it out before I do, because we got shit to do. He ain't got nothing. He's got 2 subjects in school yet to complete, and he's almost done with those. He could take another month off of school, and it wouldn't hurt any of the work that he's got going. Hell, what are we in April? So he could take all April and all of May, and still his work won't be impacted with his schoolwork. So he's got time to play on the MPC Live 2 is what I'm saying. And that kid's got nothing but heart and nothing but soul for this music shit. And when it comes down to it, these are just tools. These are just toys. Some do some things, others do others. Can't argue with me there. It's a great piece, and they could really wrap this up. But yeah, I'll really get it, no hesitation, if it's a mini. Yeah, you will. You've been waiting on that for, damn, it's been like 4 years now. Like, man, I want a smaller unit. You almost got it last time. You almost thought it was there. Then it was the MPC Key 37. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, keep it posted. And yeah, we'll keep you guys privy to what we learn about things. And we're riding this train along with you guys. So other than that, we'll have a topic for next weekend. It may be an Arturia conversation. This has been a nice change of pace for the seriousness of what our conversations have been every week. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 11 of Sundays, and we will see you next weekend, next Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love you guys. Take care, everybody. And, yeah, stay safe out there. Peace, y'all.